Welcome, everybody, to On the First Tee with JT. I am Janice Thornton with JT Fitness and Golf. And today I have the pleasure of having Keith Cheverie on with me. So, today we're going to be talking about something that impacts every business owner. We have healthcare costs, leadership, relationships, and why some of the best business conversations still happen on the golf course is what we are going to be covering today. So, Keith, welcome to On the First Tee.
Thanks for having me, Janice. Super excited to be here. Yeah, just excited to talk all things business and a little bit of golf.
Well, I love to talk about golf, so we're going to have a lot of fun today. So, okay, Keith, every founder has kind of an aha moment or a catalyst that started us all. So, take us back to the beginning. What inspired you to launch Covered by Keith?
So we got to go back to 1993. Age of 7, I was actually diagnosed with what's called ulcerative colitis and had my large intestine removed as a 7-year-old. Um, with that, in the early 90s, health insurance had lifetime caps, yearly caps, things of that nature. The local community actually had to rally around us because my family had such high medical bills that we were kind of the first Kickstarters when it came to getting those things paid down. Um, Fast forward a little bit, and I'm feeling pretty good into high school and the early college years. Started working in the restaurants and then started to get sick again. Went back to the doctors, and that ulcerative colitis has actually turned to Crohn's disease, which is a chronic autoimmune disease, no cure. So with that, I now have to really have to pay attention a lot more to my health insurance, and things of that nature. Oddly enough, I responded to a Craigslist ad for a health insurance broker and a health insurance agent. So, number one, I actually didn't realize that a position like mine even existed. Um, Knowing that I had dealt with health insurance almost my entire life, dealing with doctors and calling and all that other good stuff, I jumped into the career, and 15 years later, here I am. I haven't looked back, and I've just been able to use my own self-advocacy to teach others how to use that and how to set themselves up for success when it comes to health insurance and just healthcare in general.
Nice. Today's episode is brought to you by Fit for the Fairway Club. Play the game that you love longer, move better, swing stronger, and play longer with Fit for the Fairway Club. Learn more at jtfitnessandgolf.com. So you are obviously deeply passionate about helping people navigate their health coverage for sure. And it's not awesome that you had like to deal with your colon being removed and that kind of thing. However, I feel like you can have a lot of empathy toward people when they do have some kind of issues. So what is it about this specific space that gets you out of bed in the morning?
It's making sure that people don't go into debt, when it comes to simple things. I mean, I've been in the space for 15 years, and it's changed a lot. When I first started, the Obamacare and marketplace plans really weren't here. You still had to qualify for health insurance based on medical questions. We're in a different space now where anybody can get health insurance irregardless of a pre-existing condition. That's great for somebody like me. The
Mhm.
problem is there's a lot of healthy people that are subsidizing my costs, and there's actually a lot of private options that are out there. So what I want to do is I want to help educate people, and I want to get them in the plan that's going to make the most sense for them, their needs, and their budget, not necessarily what the government says they need, or maybe not what their employer says that they need, but again, what is actually going to make sense for them.
Nice. So for listeners who might be struggling with narrow doctor networks, how does your approach at Covered by Keith offer a different kind of solution for them?
That's a great question, Janice. I mean, one of the larger things that I see right now happening on, your healthcare.gov or any of these state exchanges is you have a lot of these smaller HMO style networks. And those really confine you to your home zip code or your home area. So if you're a snowbird at all, I live in Massachusetts. I know a lot of people from the Northeast head down to Florida or Arizona, especially for the winter, play a little golf. you're only covered for an emergency situation. And what the insurance companies consider emergency is life and limb. So what I do is I look at actual PPO doctor networks that are going to cover you coast to coast without any type of a referral. So that way that plan is actually going to cover you when and if you need it, and you're not worrying about that big surprise bill.
Nice. So we both are entrepreneurs, and we know building a business is rarely a straight line. It's more like one heck of a roller coaster, up and down. So can you share a significant hurdle you faced along the way and how overcoming it shaped the way you operate today?
Yeah, at first, because I started so young, it being self-employed, it was difficult because I was always used to having a set schedule, come into work at this time, leave at this time. So being kind of the master of your own domain, it's great, but it's also difficult. So for me, one of the biggest things at first was actually being able to sit down, create a schedule for myself, and hold myself accountable to that. And my day to day really doesn't change, and it hasn't changed too much in the past 15 years. I've definitely tweaked things and decided certain things work better or are better for my business. But in reality, just because it's a Tuesday and it's sunny out, as much as I'd like to be outdoors playing golf constantly, I still got to work.
So looking ahead, what is your ultimate vision for Covered by Keith?
Ultimate vision is just getting my name out there to as many business owners, self-employed, anybody that has questions when it comes to health insurance, healthcare, how expensive it is, different ideas that they're thinking about for themselves, their business. I mean, health insurance is constantly going up. Deductibles are going up. Out-of-pocket maximums, the amount that you have to spend are going up. Most people just renew because they don't realize that somebody like me actually exists. So
Mhm.
what I want to do is I just want to scream it from the top of a mountain and just say, "Hey, come talk to me," because either way, I got you covered.
Nice. What is the lasting impact you hope to leave on your clients and the industry?
Again, it's just making sure that people realize I'm doing what's best for them, and that when I take the time to learn about their situation, I'm putting together pieces and plans that are specifically fit for them. It's not a throw spaghetti up against the wall and see what sticks type of thing. Everything is done with a purpose, and it's all done a la carte. I find it very difficult uh, to build a package with one insurance company that's actually going to cover all the kind of the bells and whistles that everybody needs. It just doesn't exist anymore.
So, okay, you and I both love golf, and you've built strong networks throughout your career. For someone younger in business, what's your advice on building authentic relationships instead of transactional ones?
It's honestly, it's just doing what you're going to say you're going to do and doing it on a timely basis.
Mhm.
Everybody's super busy. I get that. I've had a lot of good networking. I've had a lot of bad networking events, but networking's kind of like dating. You got to kiss a few frogs before you end up finding your prince. So I kind of think of that as well too. You're gonna have some bad golf partners, just the same as you're gonna have some really good ones as well. We've all had those ones that you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to get off the get off the course because that guy was a nutcase. And then you have other ones that your 4 hour round seems like it only lasted 30 minutes because you've had the banter and the conversation going so well with your other playing partners that you don't want it to end. So it's honestly, it's just having conversations and just being real and authentic and just realizing that everybody has something going on. People buy at their own pace as well too. Just because we're talking about health insurance doesn't mean that you're going to need my help right now. But I hope that 6 to 12 months later on down the road, when something happens and you think about it, that I'm the first person you think about.
Perfect. Today's episode is brought to you by Fit for the Fairway Club. Play the game that you love longer, move better, swing stronger, and play longer with Fit for the Fairway Club. Learn more at jtfitnessandgolf.com. So some of the best business conversations happen between shots, not at conference tables. What's been your experience with that? Because you and I talked about how you love to go play golf during the week, but it's business still.
It is still business. So I make sure that anytime I'm out playing, that if I am playing with other people, they are getting a customized ball marker that has my name, my telephone number. It has my Covered by Keith logo on there. So number one, people get a freebie from me and they're like, this is pretty cool. Number two, it always leads to, what is this? And then I get to tell them what I do. And then they're spending the next 2 to 4 hours with me anyways. What I found as well is that you can learn a lot about somebody on the golf course versus how they are in life. Pressure
Yes.
situations, how things are going, good, bad, indifferent. There's a lot. So again, just like I said, there are some times where you want to get off the course quickly because you're like, that person was a madman. And then there's other people where you just can't wait to collaborate and just continue to learn more about them, their story, and just them as a person.
Nice. I find that too. It's fun when you are playing with someone who's just a lot of fun to be around. So, okay, what's harder, a pressure putt or a high stakes business decision?
That's a tough one.
There's $10 on that putt.
I know. It might be the putt. The business decision's always there. But it's funny. The putting is always what gets to me. It's when I have a good round, it's not a lot of three putts. When I'm not having a good round, there's more than I care to admit to. So that's probably what it is for me.
To me, and it's amazing, even if it's, like I said, $10, you want to win the $10. It doesn't have to be $100. I can't even fathom putting for a million or $5 million. There is no way because I have a hard time putting to win just for $10 sometimes.
Exactly.
Crazy. Okay, last question. Oh, actually, there's two more, but one. Okay, anyway, if you could play one round with any business leader, past or present, who would it be and why?
All right. So I thought about this, and you know what? I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan, obviously, everybody knows him for basketball. A lot of people probably know him for golf as well, too, because that's the one game that he can't master and he can't conquer. As a businessman as well, too, he has built that Jordan brand to, I mean, he was one of the first people to wear Nike shoes. And then from there, Nike exploded. The Jordan brand has exploded. They now are on, they do jerseys for college teams and things like that. It's not just sneakers anymore. The Jordan brand actually owns a golf line as well too. So Michael Jordan is number one, the ultimate competitor, and he might be one of the ultimate businessmen as well too.
I like it. Actually, I like that answer because I think he is a great businessman and just, and I love the fact that you said he can't conquer golf. Honestly, nobody can conquer golf. Like
That's and
even the
that's
best players shoot for them shooting in the 70s is like us shooting in the 90s or hundreds. So they had their bad round. Our bad rounds just look a little different than theirs.
exactly. Mine just tend to have a few more breakfast balls.
So, Keith, how can people get in contact with you? What's the best way?
That's a great question, Janice. So I have a LinkedIn. Definitely prefer people to pop on there. You can always reach out to me on my website via the LinkedIn as well, or you can send me an email at keith@coveredbykeith.com.
Perfect. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. So glad you could be here, Keith. Loved it.
Thanks, Janice.
And everyone, have a fantastic day.
Thank you.